Well, here we are, everybody. We are returning back to Aespa. Yes, I'm very excited. We just had Supernova not super long back ago, so I'm actually fairly excited that we got something so new. It was actually the first time that I ever actually pre-ordered something off of the SM website, and it came with the this and everything, Giselle. And so, funny enough, though, I haven't heard anything from this other than a couple snippets from the actual song. So I figured probably a good idea to check it out now, right? So we're doing Whiplash. Got to get the old headphones on. Let's see what they've been cooking up, shall we? Yes. Okay, let's see.
One look, give 'em whiplash. Beat drop with a big flash. 집중해 좀 더 think fast. 이유는 이해 못해. 왜 이제야 너와 did that? Day one 너와 been bad. Don't stop 흔들린 채. 무리해도 can't touch that. Under pressure, body sweating. Can you focus? 어디서 날 거친 밤새 I'm the coldest. 오직 나만 네 입안을 바꿀 change it. Just close your eyes, breathe in. One look, give 'em whiplash. Beat drop with a big flash. 집중해 좀 더 think fast. 이유는 이해 못해. 왜 이제 너와 did that? Day one 너와 been bad. Don't stop 흔들린 채. 무리해도 can't touch that. Whiplash. 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 One look, give 'em whiplash. Fancy. 이건 참 어려워. It's glowing and it's flashy. 알아 적당한 미문지 keep it classy. 따라하지 넌 또 하나부터 10가지. 아닌 척하지. Pressure body sweating. Can you focus? I deliver. I can promise I'm the coldest. 외면해도 소용없지. Don't you blow away. Just close your eyes, breathe in and visualize. 시작되는 순간 끝나버린 판단. 기회는 오직 one time, unforgettable. 찾아낸 the right line. 사라지지 않아. 너는 생긴 one time, unforgettable. One look, give 'em whiplash. Drop with a big flash. 집중해 and think fast. 이유는 이해 못해. 왜 이제 너와 did that? Day one 너와 been bad. Don't stop 흔들린 채. 무리해도 can't touch that. I'm the highlight. It's your red light. It's a nice about me. You know it's my side. 거친 내 side. underdog history. One look, give 'em whiplash. Beat drop with a big flash. 따라와, 어서 move fast. 이유는 이해 못해. 왜 이제 너와 did that? Day one 너와 been bad. Don't stop 흔들린 채. 다가와도 can't touch that. Whiplash. 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 Whiplash.
Dang. Okay.
Whiplash. One look, give 'em whiplash.
Interesting. Kind of has that cyberpunk feel to it a little bit, right? Like futuristic cyberpunk, but usually when we talk about cyberpunk stuff, usually it's got a little bit more, I'd say it's a little more disorganized feeling. So this is almost like futuristic, very sterile cyberpunk kind of feel to it. But there is one thing that caught my eye, because I'm also a bit of a card nerd. Well, what do we got here in the back? Here in the States, this is an Acura NSX. But this is the original, not the new ones that came out in like 2016. However, it being in Korea, and probably, I think this is the Japanese release, right? I don't know. Actually, I don't think it is. Anyway, that's probably been registered under as the Honda NSX. Yeah, no, that's pretty cool. That's actually a car I almost bought back probably about 5 years ago, before the new NSX came out. You could get them for a really decent price, and they ran really good. But unfortunately, I didn't pull the trigger, and now they're $80,000-$90,000 to get one of those. So pretty cool. Now, again, kind of an interesting thing. Talking about the sound now, not the Acura. To me, this feels very like the antithesis of their last music video that we watched, where that was Armageddon that we did. And the reason why I feel like that it's very kind of like the opposite of that song is because that song kind of has like some changes, and then it kind of has like the crazy drop at the end, whereas this one is a little bit more consistent. This one feels a little bit more I would say just has more of a solid through line as a song. And even when we get the drop at the end, I felt like that it's kind of interesting that instead of doing kind of like a breakdown or like adding in a hip hop part, they ended up giving us more like an energetic crescendo to the end a little bit. And I thought that was actually pretty cool. Really, really interesting. I might need to go through and like actually give this album a listen through now. Because honestly, I mean, I've been saying this for a while now. Even back when I did drama, I kind of felt like that there was something special about Aespa, and I feel like that honestly they are probably one of the ones that I feel like really have the strength to kind of become the next, like, in fact, I don't even feel like that it'd be very I don't think it'd be very weird or like it's not a hot take for me to say that probably if they keep continuing, even now, I could still say that they're probably like the generational leader. They might just become even more so as they keep putting out equipment. So, or not equipment, music. I wanted to talk about the equipment here in a second. But their music is always, I feel like, very interesting. I feel like that it sets themselves apart because, honestly, to me, I feel like it feels a little bit unlike old school as well. And I like this. And that's kind of one thing that I was trying to put my finger on. Because there's kind of some mixing here.
Think fast, you know me 못해. 이제 너 that. They want no big fat. Don't stop and religion. 우리 해도 can't touch that. Whiplash. 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 Whiplash.
Like, it feels a lot more artsy, I think, as well. But there's kind of something that they added in here that I feel like I have heard as kind of a trope in another music genre. That is, it's like EDM, but also like really house. There's like a lot of house in this. But this spot right here kind of gives me that artistic feel that I almost feel like it's like a 70s or 80s kind of Vogue feel too. The other thing that I want to say too, talking about this, I feel like that this song is, I guess I shouldn't say song, their vocals on this are very breathy, and it kind of just gives off this really interesting vibe that I feel like isn't as common so much anymore. It feels like their vocals are almost kind of like early 2000s EDM, kind of like, if you don't mind me getting a little bit obscure, like a Dirty Vegas, like, that there's a really famous song called, I think it's Time's Rolling. I think that's what it's called. Days Go By. It kind of reminds me of vocals kind of like from that time too. So it's an interesting mishmash of it all. And again, this is kind of what has always set Aespa apart. They always kind of have these weird old polls, and their music is always a little bit weird. It's always a little bit jarring at first, but it's always really cool. I also want to say this music video is really cool. I really appreciate sometimes I feel like it's cool as it is to like have all these stories and crazy scenes that they do, like for example, Supernova was pretty crazy, like with the winter getting flung around, the fire scene, the superpowers, all that. There's just something nice about just seeing really cool, quick, angular fixes like this.
You wanna know I've been bad. Don't stop in the linche. 무리해도 can't touch that. Under pressure, body sweating. Can you focus? 어디서 내가 좀 맞아? I'm the coldest. 오직 나만 네 입안을 바꿀 change it. Just close your eyes, breathe in, breathe out. Give a whiplash.
It's almost like feels like a Quentin Tarantino movie, kind of, But anyway, let me know what y'all think about this. We'll discuss this down in the comments below. Thank you. We'll see you again. Bye.